Huan Yutian bows respectfully to Ancestor. The Ancestor, eyes closed, responds with a thoughtful hum. Huan Yutian stands tall. He explains how the Ye family's flying immortal shrine helped him surpass the bottleneck at level 97 and reach level 98 in just a few days. The Ancestor, looking down with a rare smile, praises Huan Yutian for his rapid progress. He recalls how even after meditating for 3 days with other elders, their results couldn't compare. Huan Yutian looks to the side thoughtfully. He explains that talent isn't the only factor, it's also tied to class characteristics. Standing before swirling flames, Huan Yutian watches a glowing illusion of 3 spiritual weapons. With his back to us, he explains that his uncles and the Ancestor are heavenly curse masters, while the flying immortal ancestral shrine is attuned to a different path. As sunset illuminates the massive shrine behind him, Huan Yutian reflects on the time limit placed on visitors. Looking up at the towering structure with slight regret, he wishes he could stay longer, knowing he might reach level 100 if given more time. The Ancestor calls out to Yutian, lifts a teacup from the table. He explains that after the 4th job change, gaining experience alone isn't enough to level up. Holding the cup with his hands, he emphasizes that true growth depends on understanding one's class traits and learning to harness their power effectively. Huan Yutian realizes that the strange experience at the flying immortal ancestral shrine wasn't his imagination. His level advanced faster because he had grasped a new understanding of his class. Yutian clasps his hands together in thought. He acknowledges quietly that he has learned much about his strength. Huan Yutian narrows his eyes as he recalls rumors he heard while climbing the mountain. He questions the Ancestor about what he learned regarding the Yi family and the Long family. Sitting calmly with a drink in hand, the Ancestor explains that someone from the Long family broke the agreement and tried to force a Ye family girl to submit. But to everyone's surprise, one of her students publicly stood up and defeated him. Huan Yutian questions if the student could possibly be a 4-turn expert. The Ancestor responds that while Longxing isn't outstanding, he is still powerful and could last 3 rounds in a fight. He then reveals something shocking. The student is only level 45, yet is the only known dragon tamer in history. The Ancestor narrates that this figure is the famed Dragon Kingdom hero, who won the national tournament and even defeated Lufang. His strength, even at a low level, is truly extraordinary. Huan Yutian stands in front of the Ancestor. He comments that the true reason behind the other boy's strength lies in the overwhelming power of the dragons. They elevated an ordinary person across several tiers. He recounts that this so-called hero is arrogant, having sent Lufang to deliver a bold message. He declared he would return in 1 month with the Ye family girl to settle all old scores with both the Huang and Long families. Huan Yutian's lips reveals a subtle smirk, bathed in moonlight and wind. Huan Yutian stands tall. He reflects that the boy clearly underestimates the true weight of noble family power. He notes that the young often climb high, but the higher they rise, the harder they fall. Wuxian and Lufang approach a large guarded gate. The Ancestor discusses the potential threat. Despite the stranger's arrogance, he acknowledges the dragons accompanying him. If the boy dares to enter the western borderlands in a month, they may choose to spare him, provided he shows submission. He continues, if the young man agrees to submit to the Huang family, they could mold him into a reliable general. Huan Yutian listens silently, his arms slightly open, weighing the situation. The Ancestor adds that just being noticed by their clan should be considered an honor. The Ancestor then raises a hand slightly. He warns that the Long family likely has similar ambitions. Once they absorb the Yi family, it's inevitable that their 2 houses will clash for dominance. Huan Yutian assures the Ancestor not to worry. He says he'll handle the matter himself. Seated calmly, he asserts that if the Long family oversteps, he'll personally show them that even noble families have strengths and weaknesses. On the other side, Andre walks beside Lufang and Wuxian. He asks if Lufang truly intends to leave the others behind. Lufang explains they go into the fog, the faster life drains and stamina burns. Andre listening closely, Lufang adds that more people would only slow them down. This mission requires precision, not numbers. From behind, the experts voices their criticism. One man mocks Lufang's decision, calling it arrogant for a second tier to judge others. Another warns that without a priest, survival would be impossible in the trial zone. Lufang, eyes closed, ignores their noise. Lufang turns slightly and replies coolly, "His dragon pet can act as a priest." Ivan mocking the idea of a dragon pet acting as a priest. Mikhail crosses his arms with a smirk, while the other calmly states that while dragons excel in offense, they're far inferior to priest classes in support and healing roles. One decides to drop the argument, saying Brother Lu must have his reasons. Acknowledging the authority behind Lufang's decision, Andre gives strict orders for everyone to remain on board until the main group returns. Lufang mentally notes, once again, he's managed to attract hate without even noticing. Footsteps echo against the wet ground as Lufang, Wuxian, and Andre walk toward the mist-covered path. Wuxian clutches her arm, saying her body is growing heavier. Andre confirms the fog is accelerating their life loss and warns that going deeper will only worsen the drain. Lufang lifts a glowing green orb in his hands. The swirling emerald energy around him radiates brightly. Xiaofei bursts out from the swirling light, elegant and radiant. She floats confidently above the ground with divine presence as Lufang calmly steps back, hand raised in control. Lufang stands beside Wuxian and Andre, calmly giving his command. "Xiaofei, release Light of Emerald." Xiaofei hovers with glowing eyes. Bathed in glowing emerald light, Xiaofei hovers midair with her arms gently raised. Her body radiates divine energy as Light of Emerald activates. The power ripples outward in layers of green waves, granting multiple blessings, removing debuffs and shielding the team with protective energy. Andre flexes his fists. He grins with surprise, declaring all his fatigue and negative status effects are gone. Even his strength has increased. Behind him, Wuxian watches in awe as the effects settle over them, impressed by how powerful dragon-based support can be. With renewed strength, Andre's gloved hand grips his weapon tightly. Now fully charged, Andre dashes forward with explosive momentum. He shouts that he's in peak condition and urges the group to head straight to the Shadow Spring without delay. Lufang's eyes narrow as he senses something unnatural approaching. Extending his hand suddenly, Lufang yells for Andre to stop. Sweat drips down Andre's face as he turns around with a firm grip on his weapon. He frowns and asks Lufang what's wrong. Lufang's eyes widen as he spots something in the sky. Dark mist surges in from all sides. Lufang stands firm while Wuxian flinches behind him. Andre grips his axe tightly, and Xiaofei floats ready behind them,